All right, guys, let's close it out. Let's finish up February. We'll talk some reviews. Shifted the camera around. Don't like that. So yeah, we only got 5 movies to talk about, but the cool thing is all 5 are on physical media. So yeah, we're going to dive right in. 5 movies to talk about. Then we'll talk about Hot Trash of the Month and the Surprise of the Month. The first thing is actually was sent to me from Mill Creek, and I'm assuming that if we're going to take a time machine, recording this on March 7th, I just got an amazing box from Mill Creek with stuff coming out this Tuesday. I'm going to try to watch as much of that as possible and then show this in an unboxing video. This actually came out in February. So like I said, all sorts of time continuum stuff going on. But it is a double feature of the Net and the Net 2.0. And we had seen the Net before, popped that on for a few minutes to check out the video quality. But watch the Net 2.0. I saw the Net for the first time last year, 2020. Enjoyed it quite a bit. And when I saw Mill Creek was releasing this, wanted to get it and upgrade, Bridget's DVD to Blu-ray, and figured why not check out the Net 2.0. Was curious to check it out. This movie felt like I was watching an episode of CSI from the 2000s. The way it was shot, the way it was acted in, the bizarre tilted camera angles, like you were watching it and all of a sudden it would be like, this is what's happening. Whoa, what is... So that's what was going on, and it was a bit distracting. Sorry for that. You guys are probably like, why is he doing this? But that's what the film was doing. I'll give it this. There was corny one-liners, subpar acting from pretty much everyone, but it kept my interest. I watched the whole thing. I wasn't bored. I wasn't tempted to turn it off. Luckily, it was only 93 minutes. It wasn't 2 hours like the original, or else it probably would have been a little harder to sit through. Gonna only be a one-time watch for me. I'll still keep this 2-pack, obviously, because, like I said, upgrading the Net DVD to Blu-ray. And I didn't like how it didn't explore what I liked about the original Net, which was like digital identity theft. It basically used identity theft as like the plot for this spy movie, kind of. And I didn't really like that. And yeah, I thought the first film was more relevant, and that came out in 95 and this came out in like 2005. So how is this more relevant to today than this? Who knows? The Net 2.0, a 1.5 for me. Like I said, glad I watched it, but never will have to sit through it again, for sure. Next up, I teased this in my random pickup video. Got this for Bridget for her birthday. She said she loved this movie. And like I mentioned in that video, it's the first time I've watched a Twilight Time release. My first Sidney Poitier movie I've watched. And that is To Sir With Love. Sidney Poitier plays teacher Mark Thackeray, who's a new teacher in a primarily white school in the slums of London's East End. And he decides, after having some difficulty, kind of snapping a little on the kids, which he told himself he wouldn't do, he wouldn't break, he broke, and he decides to basically go in and teach the students how to be adults. He tells them they're about to, graduate. They're about to enter the world. The men will be referred to as sirs. Even him, I forget what the women were referred to. I think it was Miss, I believe. But it basically he decided to teach them life lessons. He asked them what they wanted to learn. One day he taught them how to make like a salad. But just like different things about like how to decide who you want to get married to. And he really just breaks through to these kids who had no interest in learning in the beginning of the movie. They did not care. And man, what a fantastic film. I love movies like this. And I mentioned this in the pickup portion of the Video Game Movie Dome thing. We'll talk about that movie a little later in this video. When they make a movie about a teacher who affects students in such a positive light, and those students always remember that teacher, it really, really speaks to me. I get just sucked into those films, and this is no different. Poitier gives a fantastic performance. Lulu, who stars in the film, performs the song To Start With Love, which is an earworm. It gets in your head and doesn't get out. I'm like 2 weeks removed from this movie, and I've probably watched that video or part of the movie multiple times because the song is so good. Man, I can't wait to see more Sidney Poitier movies. And let's talk about one thing now. How weird is the dancing in this film? If you've seen it, you probably know what I'm talking about. If not, Google To Start With Love dance scene. Let me know what you think. I give To Start With Love a 5. It gets the big 5-star treatment for me. I really, really enjoyed it. So To Start With Love, 5 stars. Highly recommend checking this one out if you have not seen it. So, next up is a movie from the DreamWorks 10 movie collection. The sequel to this movie just recently came out on 4K. So I'll let you guess what it is. It is The Croods. Bridget had never seen this, so we had RJ for the weekend. We wanted to watch the Croods movies. Spoiler alert for the next thing we'll talk about. I loved The Croods. I think it's a very fun movie. I had seen it once before when it initially came out. A fantastic voice acting cast. Laughs throughout the movie. I laughed multiple times out loud. And it keeps my attention, which a lot of times animated movies, especially on rewatches, not so much Pixar stuff, but like Madagascar, Kung Fu Panda, I find myself drifting off or nodding out. It kept my attention. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed The Croods. Like I said, I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. And of course, why do we watch The Croods? Because we wanted to check out the brand new, which you haven't even seen me pick up yet, Croods: A New Age. This was really fun. The sequel that just came out in 2020. Wanted to check this out. Obviously, the voice cast includes Emma Stone, Ryan Reynolds, Nicolas Cage, Catherine Keener, Clark Duke. And in the sequel, you get Peter Dinklage and Leslie Mann. Yes. So, I enjoyed this quite a bit. It's fun. I think there's some stuff that'll go over younger kids' heads in this. They talk about, romantic stuff. That kind of stuff I feel like will get lost on some little kids. But still a beautiful film. It looks great. And is a fun watch. Like I said, not as enjoyable as the original in my opinion. But still a good movie. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Where I gave the original a 4 out of 5. So, Croods, a little better in The Croods New Age. The Croods New Age. The Croods A New Age. Jeez. So yeah, Croods A New Age. Check it out. It's a fun watch. Last but not least, the last thing we watched in February, the movie I talked about in the Video Game Movie Dome thing. I talked about it a little earlier when I was talking about To Start With Love and movies with powerful teachers and how they can affect students' lives. And that is Freedom Writers, which stars Hilary Swank and McDreamy there. Patrick Dempsey. It's a movie I'd heard of a lot, but never, was like, I need to watch Freedom Writers. Let's sit down and watch Freedom Writers. So the movie is based on a true story. Hilary Swank comes to teach at a school that has become different gangs and different ethnicities feud with each other. Students are getting, shot at when they're not in school. I was a bit surprised this was PG-13 movie, a PG-13 movie based on the content going into it. But it ended up, kind of making sense to me. It didn't need to be an R-rated film. I found myself getting teary-eyed and choked up in multiple parts of this movie. It's very emotional. The fact that it was based on a true story is pretty powerful stuff. Adults don't seem to really support the kids in the film. But this teacher supports the kids and wants to try to find things in history that they can identify with and grow from. Excuse me. So the movie was just super good. A very, powerful watch in my opinion. A movie that should be shown in schools. I always say there's certain movies that should be shown to kids in schools. Middle school, high school. This is definitely one of them. Freedom Writers, I give it a 4 out of 5. Really love the movie. Just really good. So thank you guys for watching. That is everything. You thought I was going to leave you there high and dry. I was trying to record 7 videos this morning. I knocked out 6. This is my last one. The voice is starting to get a little raspy. You can hear it there. Let's talk about Hot Trash of the Month first. American Pie presents Girls Rules. It was bad. You guys heard me talk about it in my Hot Trash of 2020 video. I'm talking about it again now. Don't watch it. It's crap. It's on Netflix. Just avoid it. It's not worth watching. Trust me. The surprise of the month I talked about in the last video, and that is Climax, the crazy French dance film where people get drugged and do wild stuff. That's all I'm going to say. It's not for everybody, but if you think it sounds like something you'd be into, check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Probably going to add it to my Blu-ray wish list. And that is it, guys. So as always, thank you for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Subscribe if you don't do so already. It is much appreciated. And check out the description box down below where you can find links to my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd, where I rate and review all the movies I watch, my Blu-ray.com profile, my eBay page where I sell stuff, Amazon wish list, email address, P.O. box. It can all be found down below. How cool is this shirt? I've talked about it before. I love this shirt. Heavyweights and a Wu-Tang mashup. That is it, guys. As always, until next time, who's down to movie?